Hey, friends, jumping on live for another episode of Empowered Mindset May, a video series that I started for the month of May to help you not just survive right now during these crazy unprecedented times, but to thrive. So for those of you I don't know, my name is Patricia Cimino. I am an empowerment coach, and I help people take their purpose, their passion, and their experience to pivot and shift into doing something on their own. So I decided to create this series to come to you every morning at 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time, to share 3 strategies every day to help you thrive. So for those of you who are catching this for the first time, you can go back down into my feed, or you can go to my YouTube channel at Patricia Cimino, and you can see where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day I brought you a different message. The first day, Monday, was on stopping making excuses and start taking action now. Tuesday was on getting out of comparison prison, creating your own path. Wednesday was on getting out of your neighbor's garden, take care of your own tomatoes. And yesterday was on rethinking your past, how to tell a better story. So today I wanted to create Self-Care Friday, right? Because we're all playing so many different roles right now. If you were used to going into an office, now you're working virtually in your home, and you've got maybe your kids around, and you're also being the e-learning supervisor. Or if you were working remotely before on your own, now you have your family around you and you have the e-learning. Regardless, we're playing a lot of different roles, and by the end of the week, you could be feeling very exhausted and overwhelmed. So I want to share with you 3 things that you can do today to take care of your mind, your body, and your soul. So welcome, Sharon and Nancy. Thanks for joining me. So the first thing that you can do is you can carve out time to do absolutely nothing. Now, when I suggest that, it doesn't mean 8 hours of doing nothing. I mean, it could if you wanted to, but simply carving out even just 15 minutes of doing absolutely nothing. No earpods with a podcast going in your ear, no flipping through a magazine, just sitting in stillness, maybe looking outside your window, noticing, just looking, not putting your mind in a place where you have to think, right? So what does that do? That actually slows down your nervous system, right? It actually brings you to the present moment, that present moment where you're in that state of calm. And when you're in that state of calm, you can come up with solutions and creativity to answer any problems that you might be having. It brings you to that place of calm where you can be living proactively versus reactionary to all of the news and the events happening with this pandemic. Okay, so set time to do nothing. The second thing is to go on a mindful walk. Now, what is a mindful walk? A mindful walk is when you get your shoes on, go outside, and you take a walk and you engage all 5 of your senses, right? Again, you leave your earpods at home and you go on this walk and you use your eyes to notice everything in your environment. Notice the trees that are filling out. Notice the flowers that are budding. Notice the activity happening in your neighborhood. Notice everything with your eyes. Then shift to your ears. What are you hearing? Are you hearing lawnmowers in the background? Are you hearing the plane over your head? Are you hearing kids laughing? Are you hearing the wind just blowing the leaves on the trees? Then notice touch, notice the fabric against your skin. I like to sometimes grab a leaf from a bush And I like to hold it in my hand as I'm walking, doing a mindful walk, and just rub it and just bring my attention to that texture rubbing back and forth on my fingers. Another sense you can use is your sense of taste. Now you're probably wondering, how do you use your sense of taste? Maybe it's just bringing awareness to what you last drank. Maybe that's that cup of coffee that's still in your mouth. Like just noticing that sense of taste that's happening within your mouth. Okay, so those 5 things, start to notice those things on your walk. And before you know it, you'll be back home. And again, you'll be brought to that present state of mind where you're calm. The third thing that you can do is give yourself a compliment. Like, what went well this week? What did you do that you're proud of? Too many times our critter brain wants to sabotage us and tell us all the places that we failed, all the places that we didn't do X, Y, or Z. Take a moment today to give yourself a compliment for something that you did well. Okay? Whoops, hold on one second. So you guys might think that this is silly or that it's not effective, and you couldn't be farther from the truth. It is extremely effective, because the more that you give yourself time and attention, the more you realize that you are worth giving time and attention to. And that helps you build that resilience muscle, especially now when you've got challenges facing you, right? It helps you thrive versus just live in reactionary mode. So there's a great quote that goes, I'm sure you've heard this, like, it's hard to give from an empty cup. Fill yours up first and let your overflow onto everyone else, right? So just to recap, 3 things that you can do today. You can pick one, or you could do all 3 if you're feeling ambitious, right? Set time aside, no matter how many minutes it is, to do absolutely nothing. Nothing. Number 2, go on a mindful walk, engaging all 5 of your senses. And number 3, give yourself a compliment. Look for where you had a win this week that you created yourself. So if any of these lives this week have spoke to you, have you felt some resonation, you felt some areas where you're butting up against some of these things, you want to take this a little deeper, please reach out to me. I'm inviting you to a consultation where I can share with you how coaching can help you get the result you want in your life. Okay, you guys, have an amazing weekend. I will be back here on Monday to do it all over again. Have a great week. End.